Cool. 3.
Which phone number, contact or device do you want to call?
No one, preferably.
AI's taken over. Wow.
Which phone number, contact or device do you want to call?
What's her name? Alexa, turn off.
Sorry, I don't know that.
Thank you.
In Ciso. Oh, it's fabulous! A strike to get you up off your seats.
Hello, welcome to Seagulls Social, Season 4, Episode 47. I've gritted my teeth so hard doing that
Good
intro,
boy.
honestly. That's just so wrong. Anyway, we're starting a new season. We're not, but we are. Strongly, boys. A lot of transfer news to be talking about today and, some outgoings, but we'll get to all of that stuff as it happens. It feels like a long time, since we've done a pod. But Maz and Ben, of course, as always, for another season. That's not another season, but it is another season. We're back together again. Maz, I'll stop having jabs at Ben. How are you feeling about the current state of affairs at the moment?
Yeah, good. I mean, we've made some really good signings. I think WIFA in particular is a position we needed desperately. And I'll be honest, I'm not seeing him play, but I've heard really good things. Yeah, I've heard really, really good things about him. So fingers crossed he is that addition we need in that midfield. And I think with the addition of Gilmore and Belaber as well, that could potentially be a really, really good 3-man midfield if that's the way Herzler is going to play. So yeah, that's really positive. And of course, with regards to the squad, it looks like we've got a really solid squad. I know Pascal Gross leaving isn't great. That's probably the sort of the sad news of everything that's going on with regards to transfers. But no, it's looking positive, mate. It's looking good. I'm happy as far as it goes.
Agree. Ben, yourself? I mean, only not that long ago, it seems like we were quite down, talking about a Potter comeback, talking about how we could be really struggling. But now we're talking about a mass amount of signings to talk about.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to be negative, but I don't think we haven't had like a huge signing. Maybe because I haven't seen WIFA play too much. I still feel like we need like a marquee signing. Like the players we're signing, I don't feel like they're huge impacts, especially like the more recent two. They just seem like we're just a couple of youngsters that might be loaned out or might get first team football. Obviously, WIFA, from what I've heard, is a great player. Apparently, he's a bit like a Declan Rice type player. Could be wrong there, but yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I like that we're doing business, but I'd really like to see us get like a big name potentially, because at the moment I feel like
what sort of like signing do you want then?
Yeah,
like a Dewsbury-Hall, or was that not enough? Sorry,
that obviously would have been great. Yeah, and then. Yeah, just, I don't know. I feel like this Minter guy, again, came from Eredivisie, so did WIFA. I feel like they obviously could be really, really good players, don't get me wrong, but it would be nice to have maybe gone for maybe a bigger name or a bigger player or a better player. So I don't know. I think there's still definitely improvement to make, especially if we lose Gross, then wow, we've got to find a proper big name to be able to carry what he will leave, because Pascal Gross is involved in everything we do. So if we lose him, who do we then rely on? Because not many other people get goals and assists. He's been pivotal and for everything we've done in the Premier League recently. So yeah, when he leaves, we will need a big player to replace him.
But Ben, can I just say, you're still skirting around the issue of like, what is a big player? Like, you keep saying we need to sign a big player. What is a big player? Like, what is it, just based on a name? Like we brought in Milner and Lallana. They were big name players, but they didn't exactly set the world alight, did they?
No, I know, but I feel like some people might be pretending like that we're like overselling, like this WIFA's going to be a game changer. Oh my God. I mean, he played for Feyenoord in the Eredivisie. Don't get me wrong, they won the league. Like we got Jahanbash there, Lacardia there. Do you know what I mean? So I've got PTSD of previous signings from the Eredivisie. I think Eriksen's probably the only Eredivisie signing that's done well. Maybe Luis Suarez as well, but they sign for big clubs. It's just sometimes it's, who did you say?
No, I was just going to say,
David Proper, yeah. But I mean, like, huge game changers. I don't know, big players. We're putting a lot of pressure on this WIFA being a huge player for us. When I doubt many people in our fan base, just being real, I doubt many of our fan base even heard of him or have watched him play. So we're all now suddenly thinking he's the saviour, or this Minter guy is he the saviour who came from the Eredivisie as well. I don't know.
gonna read off. Sorry, I muted myself. I'm just gonna read off some of the biggest signings from the Eredivisie to Premier League. We've got Luis Suarez, Robin van Persie, Dirk Kuyt, Ruben Nestroy, to name a few from the past.
They're for big clubs. Sorry, they've gone to big clubs.
Ones.
They've gone to big clubs.
Wijnaldum, Jan Maat. Tiote as well, good signing there for Newcastle.
These are players that have gone to top 14.
But no,
back in the day.
I mean, Ben, look, I think we're trying to compete in the same way. I mean, what do you think the intention is based on the signings so far? Do you think we're looking at Europe again, or are we looking higher, or are we looking to consolidate? I started Ben because you sort of started the marquee conversation.
They're unknown, aren't they? So it's like hard to say, will these be huge players for us? Will Minter be starting for us? Probably not, because Solly March will probably still start. Weaver probably will start because we desperately need people in centre mid. I mean, who else is starting out of the players we've signed this year? No one really. The Arsenal kid that we've got free won't be. I'm not trying to be negative. I'm trying to be real at the moment. I'm not overwhelmed or overjoyed by the signings. I'm glad we are doing activity. Pardon?
And Minte Osman. I mean,
they're not starting.
Definitely potential starters. I think. You don't think Minte starts?
I don't think so. Does he? We've got Matoma and March. We've got Enciso that still plays as well. We've got loads of players that we've got to try and fit in there. Adingra as well. Someone's going to go on loan. I imagine Osman will probably go on loan. I feel like Minter will probably be on the bench. So I don't think he's like a first team player. Could be wrong. I mean, Hersler might hate Solly March to suddenly play Minter because he prefers the way he presses, because I've heard he's really good at pressing. So I don't know. But yeah, I'm just not blown away by the signing so far. I think it's a good start, but we still need to make a good impact if we want to, again, replace Pascal Gross. And, Hersler could be a huge flop. We don't know. I'm really excited to see how he gets on, but I don't know. I just feel like people are maybe getting too excited for
I'm writing down these quotes just because I want to bring it back sort of halfway through the season.
Do you get what I mean, though?
I've got so far Hersler could be a big flop. I've got not blown away by the signing so far. We need a bigger name. This could come back. Or you could be an absolute visionary and we all take our hat off.
Do you not think, Maz, do you not think that people are getting overexcited about players that they've probably never even heard of? Let's be honest.
No. I do get where Ben's coming from for sure. Like, it's not like a clear signings that basically, I think what Ben's trying to say is we haven't signed proven players that have shown it week in, week out. I think that's the point. Maybe Ben's, without speaking for him.
Yeah.
I think that's maybe what he's trying to say. But no,
I think Ryan. I think before I forget, Ryan. I think you might have said like our club is back. I disagree. I don't think our club is back yet because we haven't made signings to suggest that or seen that on the pitch yet. We're doing well in the transfer market and we're building. We said it was going to be a busy transfer window. But maybe I'm just underwhelmed by the signings so far.
Only thing
I'll give an opinion in a minute. I'll get Maz's first. Go on.
Okay, cool.
No, go on, Maz.
Cool. Basically, just quickly on Weaver as well. My only thing as well, if he was that good, why is he not in a Dutch national squad for the Euros? That's one thing I will say. If he was really that good, why is he not in that squad? Especially with De Jong not being there. That's all I'm going to say on that. But I haven't seen him play, so I'm not going to say too much about that. But anyway, and then just in terms of general signings, 30 million on Minte and 30 million on Weaver. That's 60 million on two players that, potentially it's a big outlay for two players. Again, like I said, haven't really, really proven themselves yet on sort of like the big level. But that's not to say they're not going to be good players, like Ben said earlier. So, look, I think it's a great start. I'm happy with the signings. I'm not, I'm happy with them. I think they'll hopefully come good. Obviously, I want to be positive. I don't think they're going to, be flops. But then also on the flip side, I think we need to focus on those big signings. Like the right back for me is huge, and another midfielder. Yeah, crucial. That right back position and that centre midfield position for me. We need another centre midfielder in my opinion. And yeah, we're just stacked in those wide positions now, which is great. But yeah, we need that right back for sure. And maybe another centre back. Maybe, I don't know what you boys think about
that. I'll come into this now. I'll start with the sort of positionals. I think I'm definitely for the centre back options because I think the left side maybe. Also right, to be fair, depends on Van Hecker because you can't just rely on him. Depends if we get rid of Igor. Right back 100%. I think we obviously want the Turkish boy, don't we? It looks very good. I know he's a left back by trade, but he's right footed, so I've heard that he's very good. sort of covering both angles. I spoke to someone that's Turkish. Shout out Cenk, he's a good lad. And he said that, he's a very, very versatile player, be very, very good in any team that's trying to be progressive, particularly Brighton, that's going to give him the time, been one of the standouts, obviously, in the Euros. So could be a good signing, obviously not done yet, but there's definitely interest by the looks of it. What about you, Ben? Do you think sort of centre-backs options, do you think we're, like how we had Levi Colwill in that season, we always sort of allude back to, we definitely missed him, didn't we, last season? Do you think we're now maybe needing to get a proper ball-playing, progressive centre-back like we had in Levi Colwill?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Chelsea fans want him gone, right? I wouldn't be upset if we went back in for him. Maybe there's a bit of tension there. The fans probably don't like him, but
I don't think we'll get him back, just to say that. But I just mean in general, like profile of player.
Yeah, profiles of player, absolutely. Get Levi Colwill, get his brother. I don't know, someone that's like him, plays like him, please. Ryan, I do want to get your opinion on what I said though. Like, are you not underwhelmed? Are you excited? Do you think, Brighton are back? Because I think your tweet when you're saying the club is back, that was what I disagreed with.
Yeah,
until the end of the transfer window, anyway.
I'm ready. I get a good sense, get a good aura from Mr. Hertzler. He seems like a good lad. He seems nice. He seems very calming, very assured in what he says. Got a very particular sort of style, but he's also quite open-minded, which seemed good to listen to. Very, you want to hear a manager that's progressive, don't you? You don't want to have someone that's going to come here and sit and sort of just be a bit of a puppet. So it was good to hear some good insight there. But I think as well, just in general, the signing wise, I like Minte a lot. I think realistically, I don't think we would have got him if it wasn't for the PSR rules. I think he probably would have stuck at Newcastle and definitely stuck in and around their first team. Newcastle obviously didn't want to get rid of him. So 30 million for him in the grand scheme, I think will be pennies. I think in the long run, the kid's 19, tore up the league, looked really, really impressive. Very raw, but very good presser. Very good on the ball. Sort of very good with both feet, particularly his left. But also what I quite like about how we've gone about things. Sorry, it does sound reconnecting. So if this goes a bit funny, then you know why. The way we've gone about things has been shrewd. I think since that Dewsbury-Hall sort of incident, we'll call it the hijack. I think we've been a lot more shrewd. I think Matt Weaver got done pretty well. I think Minte got done very, very well. The fact that we did that and turned that around so quickly was really impressive. So we've obviously got new sort of head physio or head medical guy. New club doctors are in. Got new directors on board. And only good words that have come out of people's mouths about these new people that are in. And that's always really important to hear. And as for the players themselves, I think marquee-wise, I think we're still in the market probably after missing out on Dewsbury-Hall and particularly to replace Gross. But I would look past the leagues that they're in, because I'd look at the sort of profiles and what they're good at. And what they're good at is what we weren't good at last year. And one thing that we will miss, obviously, next season is we don't know what Solly's going to be like yet. And I think that was one of the biggest things to crack down was, is Solly going to be okay? He's been out for a long time. There's no guarantee that Solly March comes back anywhere near the levels that he was. Yeah. And I really want him to, don't get me wrong. But having a Minte and obviously the a Mario boy from Arsenal fans have told me how good this kid is. Really, 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 really exciting. And he's not for the under 23s. He is for the first team. So really exciting case, Ryan, kid. They're calling him the same.
We're pretty stacked in that wide position. I mean, Owen, BHAFC.
Right wing we needed badly, though.
Correct.
We needed badly right wing.
But let's say, look, so the list here he's put down, we got Mitoma and Ciso, Osman, Adingra, Jeremy Sarmiento, Solly March, Minter, the Duberry guy, and that Mazilu, the Romanian. That's 9 wingers.
Yeah, how do they all fit in?
Mazilu going on loan. Sarmiento I could see being sold.
Which is sad because Sarmiento, we love Sarmiento. I think he's a great player.
But that's the thing. How do we fit everyone in? That's my big question. Is how is Hertzler going to keep everyone happy or fit certain players into the system he's going to play? Like, is it going to cause unrest? Is it going to cause? I don't know. It feels like there's a lot of players to please.
And that's Buonanotte missed that out as well. Who obviously played out wide under Zerbi, maybe because of injuries and stuff. But that included Buonanotte. That's 10 wingers. So like you're saying, Sarmiento is going to be sold, which is sad. So that's 9. Mazilu, probably won't get a sniff. He'll probably go back on loan. So yeah, now down to 8. And that Duberry guy, what has he played? Under 23
You've only
for
got
Arsenal.
3 on one side because you've got three on the left. You've got Osman, Mitoma, Adingra, and then on the right you've got Solly, Duberry. I can't remember his first name. I keep forgetting. It's Kozia Duberry, isn't it? And Minte. And then down the middle,
Enciso,
then
the
you've
10.
got Enciso.
When
Enciso, Facundo, where he can actually play.
Yeah.
And then who else did you say? I mean, that's 8, isn't it? 7.
Yeah, that's probably about right. Yeah, then the Mazilu guy is obviously probably going to go.
And then Mazilu will go on loan. So when you break it down, we've only really got 3 on each side, which is a good squad depth to have, especially when they're all young. And none of them are just, there's not that added pressure like we had on Adingra last year to cover 2 positions. And realistically, he was meant to be that rotation option. Now he can be that rotation option and push to be in the first team.
But
With
he might be
Mitoma,
upset. It's going to be
obviously will
really
our first
hard
option.
managing those minutes, though, really, isn't it? Because he's had so many minutes
Yeah,
and
it
played
would be,
well
but
for
I
us. So
think-
if he all of a sudden drops down and doesn't really get too much of a sniff, doesn't get as many minutes, which probably won't happen, he'll be a player that's
and we don't have
not
European
wanting-
football.
Yeah, exactly.
Minus European football. That's another competition you're not playing in. So
Yeah. Sticky one,
Or are we
Brev.
going for a
Well,
cup?
thank God we're not Fabian Herzler. Thank God,
Yeah.
because that's
No,
a
but it's-
headache.
like
I can't
Ryan
wait
said,
to play
though-
Football Manager next season because I'm going to get every single player knocking at my door being like, boss, give me a game. I'm like, mate, shut up. I'm into get in the under 23s, lad.
to be fair though, Ryan makes a good point. Like it's a good headache to have. Obviously, it's not ideal. I think having 3 players for one position, I think, is a bit like 2's obviously ideal, but maybe 3's a little bit excessive. But like Ryan said,
We
is
got
a good.
hurt so much by injuries, though, last year.
No,
And
true,
I think,
true.
of course, we had Europe. But I think that having that plan and that step back is really, really necessary. Because remember how last year we were talking under 18s were coming in, under 20s were coming in. We were really stretched. I think we finished the couple of last games with Amani, etc. on the pitch. Fire was playing right back. We were really relying on the bare bones of the squad. So the fact we've now got some proper players to actually fill that squad, we need to be serious. If we want to compete for Europe again, this Premier League is going to be harder than last season. We had 3 jokers come up last year and they all went down again. This year, they're not jokers. I think we've got Ipswich that look actually progressive. They look good. Who else come up? I can't even remember. Southampton will try and compete. They've got sort of a progressive way of playing. And Leicester, they've been here before. So the teams that are coming up, I think, are better than last year's by far. Particularly Ipswich, I think the way they operate is really impressive. So I think it's going to be difficult. This will be very, very difficult. The teams above us, obviously Newcastle, Villa are massively improving. Newcastle, obviously, as I said before, these are teams we need to compete with. Wolves are making signings. West Ham are making signings. Arsenal, City and Liverpool only get better as well. Manchester United are making big signings. And
then we're just signing 2 lads from the Eredivisie that no one's ever heard of.
I look past it for now anyway. I'll see how they
Don't
start
get me wrong,
of course.
I
We'll
understand
see how
what
they
you mean as
start
well
the
by the player profiles and the player roles that fit into our squad. Like that's why we have done so good, because we signed these unknowns that have slotted into our team so well. They don't need to be a big name to play well in our systems. I do get that, but I feel like we are sold a dream approaching the summer of like having a big summer. And so far we're at July 8th. Obviously the Euros is going on. I know that has an effect on business, but so far, it hasn't been the summer for me that we've been promised, I guess. But there's still time.
I'm really surprised. I did not think that would be the conversation.
Yeah, I think that's a bit harsh, but I think there's still a lot of time, like you've alluded to, Ben. There's still plenty of time to make the signings, I think, required. For me, like just going back to the right back position, I just wanted to ask you boys, actually. Obviously, with Hinshelwood coming back from injury, do we think he's a right back option? Or do we think he's more suited for the centre midfield, which is his natural position? Ryan, I'll start with you, mate.
I reckon he'll go midfield, mate, to be fair. But the idea that he can cover right back will be really important, especially if we get injuries again with Veltman and Lamptey being like they are. Depends on obviously who comes in. But yeah, I'd fancy Hitch as a midfielder because he's very good there, and we only saw it a couple of times. He looked good.
Yeah, but also as well, just quickly, Ben, before you answer. With regards to, do you think Herzler might think, because Hinshelwood can play right back, I'm not going to sign a right back? That's my fear. I'm like,
No,
I don't want that to be the case, but I don't know.
No, I don't think he will. No, because you can see like we were trying to get Kyle Walker-Peters, and I think he's going West Ham now. That's a shame. That was like a good intent, and I would have been really happy with Kyle Walker-Peters. But
That would have been great.
I think anyone at right back, we just need someone there desperately. Because I would happily have Lamptey's 10 cameos a season mixed with Veltman's performances as well, because he's always solid. But getting a decent right back, an actual right back, will be huge for us, because the balance will be great. We need balance in that team. Once we got a full fit team, we will be good. I know we will play well, but it's just right now. I'm just really worried about this cloud hanging over of Gross leaving, boys. It's going to be, that is such a huge thing to replace, such a huge player to replace, and we just have to nail that. We have to get that spot on.
Yeah. Who are we linked with in that position? Anyone?
Go on, Ron.
No one yet.
No one yet.
I think Dewsbury-Hall would have been him. I think that's why we wanted him, because that would have made so much sense. And it would have made a lot of sense to get him in January, to be fair. You see where the club was going with it now, because if we did get him in January and he's sort of edging out Gross, and we're seeing, we don't have to just rely on Gross all the time, and then by the end of the season you've got Dewsbury-Hall that's ready, that would have been ideal. Obviously that didn't happen, so it is what it is. But do fancy us a lot this summer. I think we've got a very good sell. Go on. We never actually spoke about the hijacking of Dewsbury-Hall. I think because we released the pod and then literally like 2 days later we thought, point. We're signing him, and then Chelsea hijacked it. Do you reckon it's worth just mentioning and having a little bitch at Chelsea? Depends how many interactions you want. Realistically, I'm fed up with Chelsea fans. I'm so done with them. Honestly, they are different level annoying, and I'm fed up with them. I know Arsenal fans great. I love Chelsea. Arsenal fans. They just come over and be all right. Yeah, like whenever we deal with them, they are unbearable. And I think the thing is, this is what always makes me laugh. Is I don't know about you guys, but I've got cousins that are Chelsea fans, and he hates it. He can't stand it, and I think it says more about the real Chelsea fans versus the ones on social media. I don't think the real ones actually enjoy this.
Do you know what I found interesting was I'm just talking about socials again, like you said, social media and real life is very different. But on socials, I saw the response that when they signed him and they'd done their announcement tweet, it was like really negative. They're like, why have you signed him? Like, we don't need him. We've got so many players in that position. Yeah. And it was so weird to see that kind of response. When you just signed a player, you surely want the fans to be like, oh yeah, like get buzzing, like really well, happy to see him at the club. But they were the complete opposite. And I found that really strange. Whereas I think with us, we would have been like, oh my God, great sign, like really happy to have him here. It would have been great. Like Ryan said, a replacement for Pascal Gross. It would have been a great signing for us, and I think we would have really appreciated it. Whereas, I feel like Chelsea fans were the complete opposite, and were like, "Why are we signing this guy?" We don't, and I get it as well, to be honest, because they have got a lot of players in that position. Like, just to name two, Enzo Fernandez and Moises Caicedo, which
Conor Gallagher, Chukwuemeka.
Exactly.
They get a good watch. I can't remember how to pronounce his name, but they've got they're stacked there. It's a joke.
Yeah,
and it pisses me off so much.
It's weird.
Why are they copying us still? It also,
but why do they need it?
Really annoys me. Yeah, exactly. But what really annoys me, Fabrizio Romano, I get it's his job, he's a twat. Well, sometimes when it works against us. But like listing out every single detail so that Chelsea can then go, oh, right, so Brighton are offering players plus 25 million, whatever it was. Let's just do the same. And then just copy us immediately because they've maybe seen Fabrizio Romano's tweet or whatever. It's just so jarring. It's so jarring. And then, like you said, they don't even appreciate KDH signing for them. It's just like, I can't be asked, man. I would have been so much more positive probably at this podcast if we had actually signed that player.
Just to say, I'm not sure Chelsea are looking at Fabrizio Romano's tweets for transfer deals, but
it seems that way, mate. It seems that way.
I doubt that's what they're using for their negotiations. But no, I do get what you're saying about. It's a weird one for me, Chelsea, as to why. I suppose maybe the logical things. Obviously, Maresca was a fan of him at Leicester, but there wasn't
someone reported. Someone
he
said
wasn't a
that.
fan.
Well, no, he didn't even want him. It wasn't Maresca signing. It was the Chelsea recruitment signing.
That's even more bizarre.
Which is obviously our old recruitment team. So like, it's just how have they moved such a big step into a bigger club but still copying our transfers?
Do you reckon they've got like the same database still, and they just transferred it over to Chelsea?
They probably just took screenshots before they left.
Screenshots.
Took screenshots. Oh my gosh. Anyway, just in the real world, Ben. I've just said news come through about Stuttgart. They've had an offer of 23 million euros plus bonuses rejected for Deniz Undav, according to the Bild, which is quite hit and miss, to be fair. Apparently, we want up to 30 mil. Stuttgart plan to submit a new bid this week. That's from BHAFC with the updates as per always. As for Fenerbahce, for Ferdi, it's Ferdi Kadioglu. I think if I've said that correctly. Having previously rejected 25 million euros from Borussia Dortmund, they're waiting out for around 35 for Kadioglu, who's obviously the sort of left back, right back who I've been talking about. Diversive fullback, I suppose we could call him. So two pieces of news there in the last sort of 10 minutes while we've been on air, as always. Some reaction for that, boys. So Stuttgart, we'll start with that one. Undav. Maz, do you think Undav will be going this summer? And obviously, do you know, would you take 30 million? Are you happy with 30 million for him?
Yeah, I think 30 million's a great price for him, to be honest. I'll take that all day long. But I think, I don't know, I just feel like there's still a space for him. I don't know what it is about him. I've got a bit of a soft spot for him. I think he actually done really well for us. Well, that's the thing. So what? Is it João Pedro, Evan Ferguson and Welbeck, right? That would be our three options without Undav. And then, four with Undav. So, yeah, I don't know. Obviously, if we play one up top, obviously three players are going to be sat there thinking, well, what's the point? Or, two players will be fighting for the place, and then maybe the other two will be like, what's the point? So I can see where Undav's coming from. He wants to play first team football. He's in the Germany squad. He obviously wants to carry on being in the Germany squad, and the only way you do that is by playing. So I completely get where he's coming from, and 30 million is a great price in my opinion. So I would take that all day long. But I don't know. There's just something about me that I would be a bit sad to see him go. I think just because he didn't really fully, realise his potential. Because he's done so well on loan. It was a shame not to see him do it for us. So, yeah, it's a bit of a bittersweet one, that one. But 30 million, you can't complain, I don't think.
And Ben, yourself, Undav, I think, without going over the same things, but 30 million, would you be happy with that fee?
Yeah, it'd be a really, really good return of profit for sure. But like Matt says, I'll be sad to see him go. And absolutely, we would have to try and find a replacement as well again. Would you consider that Osman to be like a third choice striker if you've got João Pedro first, Danny Welbeck second, or again maybe the two equal and then Osman as a third choice? Or do you reckon we need to get
a Mitoma-y sort of player?
Okay, so do you think we need to get another striker then?
But you've forgotten about Evan Ferguson, Ben.
I have. That's very true. Right, there you go. Well, we don't need him. Deniz Undav, you can go then, mate. I've completely forgotten about Evan Ferguson. Jesus Christ.
Maybe I'd want another one, to be fair. It wouldn't be on my top of the necessity. I think obviously right back, centre back is more important, but to get another forward if he does go would be on the agenda. Depends obviously on who we replace Gross with at the same time, because if it's someone that can contribute to a few goals and assists, it won't paper the cracks over as to what Undav could give. But as we say, Undav was so prolific in front of goal for us. And the one thing he was very good at was finding the back of the net. And if it wasn't much else, it wasn't too much of a bad thing at times if you used him properly. But yeah, for someone that's only really got one really, really good skill set, 30 million is not a bad price at all. As for Fenerbahce's 35 million euro price for Ferdi Kadioglu,
Wow.
Really, really, really highly rated, as we sort of mentioned. Are we in the situation, Ben, of we pay that regardless? You just get the deal done, or are you happy to sniff around first? Dortmund have had a bid rejected as well.
What, for 30? It sounds like a lot of money, doesn't it? 35 mil.
Why are you coming fast?
I'm trying to look. I can't try to find what this kid looks like. How'd you spell his name, Ryan?
Ferdi Kadioglu.
Cheers,
There you go.
Is it with a K? Oh, I think I found
there you go. I've got a photo of him here.
Fucking hell, he looks like Aaron Connolly. Not on that picture you've just shown on Google Images. Okay, right. 35 mil for him. That's Deniz Undav almost, pretty much. So it's mad, these transfer fees now. Like, imagine if we said, 9 months ago, that we would get potentially 30 million for Deniz Undav. It would be insane, wouldn't it? But I guess these are the prices we're paying now. We're paying 30 mil for 2 Eredivisie players in UEFA and Minter, so I guess that's just the market we're in now. These sorts of players will cost us sort of money, so it shouldn't be too surprising to hear the figures, but it still is for some reason. 35 million for a player, Turkish fullback that I haven't really heard of before. But is that saying anything? I haven't seen him on Football Manager before, so he can't be good.
Yeah, I don't think Ben's the best barometer of success, to be honest, when it comes to...
I'm nowhere near our recruitment. I trust them over my knowledge, obviously.
Yeah. I trust our team above you, Ben, for sure. So, yeah, as long as our recruitment like him, I'm all for it, mate. I'm all for it.
Yeah, I must admit, I do like the look of him from sort of the briefings I've seen. Obviously, people have told me he's a very good player as well. And we do need, it's a position we need. It's a position we need, big time. On the midfield situation, obviously, we briefly mentioned UEFA. I'll just touch on Yao Kue as well. Is he from, I can't even remember where he's from now. My gosh, he's obviously playing in the Swedish league, I believe. I can't remember now. He is. I don't even know. Anyway, he's coming here. I think, as far as I'm concerned, we're just waiting now for the announcement. But
Gothenburg.
When I
he's
say,
from Mali.
when Owen says
he's Mali. He's Malian.
Malian. That's the one. I didn't want to say
though.
Mali and get it wrong.
Yeah,
because he was same nationality as Bissouma was. Baby Kante, as Owen said. Looks good, really good. I really like him. I love when we make signings like this. Gives me proper Caicedo, Bissouma vibes. I love when we make really, really exciting young midfielders that are box to box and put in crunching challenges. And this is what we need. We need to replace Caicedo with someone better than him. Have we done that yet, Ben? Or are you still not impressed?
I mean, so I'm just looking at the comments that caught me off guard about him not being 18 years old, but that's fucking hilarious.
He doesn't look 18, I've got to be honest.
He does not look 18, but I'm sure he is. But what was I going to say? Oh, no, I'm excited, mate. Like, I agree with you. When we sign these sorts of players, it's always exciting to then see them, watch them break into the first team. I don't know if he's going to be a first team player or not. I've seen a lot of questions about that.
But Ben, you're sort of contradicting yourself, because earlier you were saying about how Minte and UEFA...
No, but this is a young signing for the future. I mean, Minte and UEFA are first team signings.
All right, okay.
This guy isn't a first team signing, so that excites me.
Yeah, he is.
What do you think? This Gothenburg guy is going to be a first team player?
Yeah, even if he starts in the development squad, he's going to be a first team player, 100%.
Oh, no, a future first team player, but he's not starting in the team next season, is he?
No.
He probably will be by the end of the year, I reckon.
Okay, by the end of the year.
What do you mean? What, opening day starting? Is that what you want?
Yeah, no, I don't want that. I'm just saying, no, Maz was trying to say that I'm contradicting myself, which I'm not, because this guy's a future signing, a future first team player, whereas UEFA and Minter are signed for the here and now, right?
But then by that logic, everyone's a future first team player, because surely anyone you sign has the view to be a first team player. They might not be to begin with. They might honk like Dahoud did.
No, Weaver's a guaranteed
and
person to start. I'll put my house on him to start on the first day of the season.
So would I, but there's no guarantee.
Well, I'd hope so. I fucking hope so. Otherwise, who are we starting?
I don't
know. But I'm saying we don't know.
We're going to have McGowan
we don't know
midfield
until he settles.
No, I just didn't understand what you meant by every player's a
is,
future first team signing. I mean, I guess every player is because they will start in the future.
I'll stop being the around the bush. Yeah. My point is, I think everyone we've signed is a first team signing. Everyone we've got nowadays is a first team, because I don't see us signing someone, especially with how he announced Mario. Realistically, the way he's talked about Arsenal is very, very highly. The only reason they sort of had to let him go was because he accepted the fact that he's not going to get in above Bukayo Saka, as they're a pretty similar age. So, that's really the only reason I've seen him go. And to be honest, if he does impress anywhere near as much as Saka did when he came into the Arsenal squad, he might not stick around for very long. So yeah, I see all these young players, Yao Kue as a first team signing. And the reason I say it is because of how talented they are. We don't really care about where they've come from or who they've played for in the past. We just care about how good they are. And I really like that idea. And the best part is we're really patient and we don't expect too much. And mate, the reason I say about UEFA is because you don't know. What if Yao Kue starts on the opening day? We don't know that. We don't know how the pre-season's going to go. We don't know how they settle in. They could come in and really surprise. Like Enciso did when he signed. He was signed here to be loaned, stayed, scored the goal of the season in the same year. So, these players can change and improve differently. We don't know. So that's why I'm so happy. We've made 5 good signings. In the last 4 years, I couldn't name many bad signings that the club have made, realistically. So that's why I trust it so much.
No, yeah, I agree. Just quickly before we move on to the next point, Ryan, I just want to ask as well, another one, going from right back, now going to left back. Valentin Barco and Estepinian are our only 2 left back options at the moment. And I know Igor has sometimes sort of played on that side, but he's not a left back, let's be honest.
Is Barco a left back? That's a conversation we had last season as well.
Well, yeah, and I've had this conversation with someone else. Another Brighton fan.
That was another wing we missed out as well, Maz.
I don't think he's a left back. In my humble opinion, I think he's not physically strong enough to be a left back. I just, for me, the game stick, and I know he's still very young and still got a lot of development and still growing up to do. But that game against Liverpool, he was literally just so like a fish out of water for me. He just came on and just looked so lost. But again, that's not a reflection of him, because against Chelsea he was brilliant. So he's a brilliant player. I've got faith, but I doubt if he's a left back. That's my only thing. So on that, Ryan, do you think we need to sign another left back? Because if Estepinian gets injured again, what's going to happen?
We're finished.
Yeah,
we're finished.
I think when I look at the Turkish boy, I think he does play left back as well. So he sort of covers both positions. Okay. So I guess that's the reason for signing him, because realistically we need him at right back. But if we do need him at left back, he's capable. Then we've also got, it takes a strain off Veltman and Lamptey. So I look at him as a pretty much like he could cover both. Then you've obviously got Igor, unless we let him go. I would probably anticipate we do. If we make the correct left-sided centre-back signing, I could see Igor going, which would be a shame, but I could see it. I think Moda will go. Actually, we'll get on to departures in a minute. But I think the left side, I think if we get a centre-back as well, I think we're pretty covered, realistically. I assume we'll play a back 3 as well.
Yeah. Yeah, it'll be good. I think it'll be good to have a cover for left back. Yeah, because if Estepinian gets injured, that's a big worry. Because who then slots in at left back?
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean, that's
good to know though.
So he misses the first month.
Right. Okay.
Season, so it will be probably either Barco or the new boy that we bring in, whoever that is yet we don't know. A centre back could even cover, but we'll see.
So Ryan,
I think we're going to be active. We're going to be active. I feel.
Yeah. So Ryan, let's say first day of the season, we've got no Pascal Gross, no Deniz Undav. They both left. With the team that we have now, let's add this Turkish lad in there as well. How does it line up?
All right. For Bruggen, obviously.
By the way, just quickly, he's been unbelievable. By the way, he's unreal for Holland in the Euros. Fair play to him.
Yeah. What is it that's Hutzler's sort of go-to? He plays. Yeah, he has been unreal. To be fair, I'll give you that. What's the formation? He plays 3-4-3, isn't it? Am I right in saying? I need to check that. I need to confirm it before I do my. Yeah, he's a Hutzler 4-4. He's a 3-4-3. So realistically, we'd probably go for Bruggen in goal, and then it would be Dunk, Van Hecke. At the moment, it's got to be Igor, isn't it? I mean, I don't think it will be on the opening day. And then we'd have Turkish boy at right back potentially, and then on the left side we'd have Barco because he'll be playing wing back, which I can live with him at wing back if we've got a decent cover left centre back. And then I think it will be Wifa Baleba as a double pivot in the midfield, with probably current first team Joao Pedro sort of in behind the striker, Welbeck up front, Mitoma on the left, and my gut feeling's telling me Minte will start the opening day at the moment.
Is that too many players?
No, I think that's...
Have I gone one too many?
I think you have actually. Yeah, you have. Yeah.
If I've got one too many, then take out one of them. There you go.
Yeah, so I would probably put Minter on the right, maybe take out Welbeck and have Joao Pedro as a 9, would you?
Yeah, either way.
Dropping Welbeck to the bench.
Either way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's hard to do 11, isn't it, in your head? Sometimes you lose one or miss one. Or
we're so used to doing the other formations.
That's pretty much what I'd say.
Yeah, the other formations what killed you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. But we'll see, because we could be playing very, very. I think we'll play similar but very different football. You know, it will be. There'll be strains of the Zerbi, but it's going to be Huxley ball. We need to realise that. I think people think, it's going to be, a bit of a De Zerbi, but I think Huxley's made it quite clear he plays the same way. So we need to get ready for Huxley ball, which could be a back three again. I don't know about you boys, but I thought Brighton in a back three, going back to Potter days, I actually quite liked.
Under Potter it worked. When it started to click, we were cooking under it. So hopefully we can do the same. But Husler might suddenly change it because he's got different players. He's got better players than St. Pauli. So he might think, right, we could probably get away with just having a full-back. He might want to try something new with the players that he's got, which I wouldn't mind because I quite like. Obviously, then you can fit more of our amazing attacking players forward in the team because we're missing some big names there. Some of the people were dropped to the bench, like Solly March and Ciso. I've obviously forgotten Danny Welbeck, who was really good for us last year. Evan Ferguson's not in the team as well, obviously, because João Pedro's starting. So I feel like we've got our attackers a lot better than our defence. So maybe we need to rely on them more than putting more defenders on. I don't know. So I'd like to think that maybe he will change it to a 4. But again, I'm not Hurstler, unfortunately.
Yeah. We'll wrap up probably with what have we not covered? I think we've done Gross, we've done all of the signings so far. We briefly covered Hurtzler, very exciting guy. He's only 31. Do you know that? He's 31, youngest ever manager in the Premier League. No one's ever said that before.
There's one thing we forgot.
Luke Hitler.
Exciting times, son.
Basically, De Zerbi to Marseille.
Oh yeah,
and a potential player that they might
Green
sign,
to
which
Marseille
will be
is the one that I don't like.
Screw that guy.
Be very, very strange. Very strange. From going to an unbelievable lovely family club to then go to Marseille with. I know their fans are incredible.
So bizarre. I find that so bizarre. For me, that's such a sideward step. Like, not to say we're on the same level as Marseille in terms of heritage, history, fan base, all that jazz, right? Not to say that. But with regards to where the clubs are in their sort of lanes, I'd say it's a sideward step. I don't particularly believe it's an upward step. I wouldn't say it's a downgrade, of course, but I don't see the ambition from De Zerbi. It's like, okay, I'm going to leave Brighton because he was linked with Bayern Munich, he was linked with Man United, he was linked with all these big jobs, and then you go to Marseille. I just find it all a bit strange. And then obviously with the Greenwood news coming out this morning as well, that's if he's involved in wanting to bring him, which apparently he is, because obviously that's the reason he left us, because he wanted to be more involved with transfers. That's another massive red flag. I'm like, that's not cool. But
I think the opportunity to turn Marseille, who are an unbelievably famous club, especially in France, of course, to get them back to where they belong, really, I think he's probably seen the opportunity and thought, let's do it. Let's make history and become like a legend potentially at Marseille, and then maybe move on to another big job, which could be the case.
I respect that, but why not stay with us for another year then, or why not do it with us? why not prove yourself here? That's what I don't get. Why Marseille?
Especially with Marseille's sort of track record of sacking managers. I mean, I'd be very surprised if he lasts even a season, because they're quite ruthless, I think, in terms of if a few bad results, and they'll just chop you in. We saw with Zerbi when things weren't going so well, we did struggle in the back end of last season. I know we had a lot of injuries, but if you solely looked on record, which apparently Marseille do, I'd be very surprised. I don't think the excuses would really work there. So we're quite lenient, quite notoriously lenient here, aren't we? We let things off, we let people off because we're all very young, we're all very naive, very inexperienced. I like it for a bit, for now. It's good to build on, but when you are being a big club, don't work.
Quickly,
but anyway, I think
we've got a whole episode without saying look how far we've come, but I will say it: the fact that our 2 former managers, one's potentially going to go and become the England manager, and Graham Potter, and the other one's joined Marseille. That's crazy. Gus Poyet went to Sunderland.
Do you see about him going to Korea?
Who, Potter?
Do you see the link about Graham Potter going to Korea? Yeah, I saw it 2 days ago. I didn't know anything about it, but I just saw
the national
a tweet, and it was quite a
club level.
I want to say, I don't actually remember. I can't remember if it was national or if it was a club. Either way, it was something in Korea. There was definitely something about South Korea, Graham Potter, which I found very, very odd. Apparently, he likes Korea.
He seems like a bit of a money grabber. So I think if they offered him a big bag, No, I'll be honest. I can see him because of the amount of money he made at Chelsea. Like, why wouldn't he chase the bag even more? Like, if you're like, oh well, I've made X amount at Chelsea, well, I can probably go to another company like a South Korea. They probably pay him a ton of money.
60 million payouts, crazy.
Yeah,
if that's
mad.
true with what he got at Chelsea, if he goes and gets a massive sign on out in Asia,
exactly,
boosts his reputation out there, mega bucks.
Yeah, exactly.
Mega bucks. Yeah, fair. We'll see. Okay, I think we're pretty much there. We'll mention Pascal at the end because save the best till last. I know we sort of covered how we're going to replace him. We cannot replace him.
We can't.
But we certainly can talk about him and what an absolute icon of Brighton and a modern icon, because I think people still don't take Pascal Gross seriously. And I think he is the definition of Brighton in the Premier League. If you had to Google search Brighton in the Premier League, it comes out Pascal Gross. Every single big moment, every single season, every single time that we've had anything significant in the last 8 years, Pascal Gross has been at the pinnacle. Every single time. And without mentioning even when he was linked with Liverpool, when he was linked with the bigger jobs, turns them down and he's ready and he's a loyal leader. Unbelievable footballer. Unbelievable person. And Pascal, how important has he been over the last 7 years? Goes without saying, of course.
Oh yeah, massive. Like, what did we sign him for? 1.5 million or something ridiculous, wasn't it? Something outrageous.
I think it was
anyway.
3.
Yeah,
oh, 3 million. Yeah, 3 million.
Yeah. There's always
for a player.
Yeah, the Mandela effect of that fee.
Yeah, it's insane. Like amount, and what was it? We did a quiz the other day, and it was the most assists ever in the Premier League. Right? And he was just outside of that list. It was like I think it was a top 30 list. Or whatever.
One off.
Yeah, he's one off, and he had got what was it, 55 assists, which is something like that. So yeah, insane. Like the guy can do it all. He can score goals. He can assist players, and the sort of calmness he brings to the team. When you have him on the pitch, you feel so much more safer, more secure. You're like, Pascal Gross is around. we feel so much better with him on the pitch. So yeah, he's going to be a huge loss. An incredible servant to the club. Amazing. Like you said, he could have left us on plenty of occasions, but chose to stick with us. I think because we showed him loyalty, he showed us loyalty, which is a great sign in the play. You always want to see that in the modern game, especially with the amount of money that's bandied about now, the amount of unloyalty in the football industry, especially managers, as we've experienced many a time.
Batshuayi.
Yeah, at Batshuayi, moving to bitter rivals. Yeah, like you cannot begrudge the man for wanting to go back to his home country to see out the rest of his playing career in his home country for a big club in Germany as well. Dortmund are a huge club. Huge. So look, I've got no qualms with him leaving. He's been an incredible servant. He's given us some incredible memories, so many good memories. So yeah, I wish him all the best. He's been incredible. And Pascal, if you ever hear this, mate, thank you so much for everything you've done, and it's been an absolute pleasure to watch you. And hopefully, we get to see many more moments for Dortmund as well. I hope he does really well out there as well. Hopefully, wins a league title because that'd be great for him.
Yeah, I'm very, very happy for him. To get that big move to the Bundesliga. It's been reported that it's been his dream to go back there and play. So to look, because it would look like it was going to be Frankfurt, but now the fact it's Dortmund is even bigger. So I'm even more happy for him. But I cannot comprehend a Brighton Hove Albion with Pascal Gross. It's going to be so strange. It's going to be a huge change as well. It's going to be so sad. I mean, it is sad right now, knowing that he's not going to be with us. It seems like it's pretty much done. For me, go to Dortmund.
For me, I don't know if you boys agree, but for me, when I think about Brighton Hove Albion, players-wise, in the Premier League era, the three players I think of is Glenn Murray, Pascal Gross, and Lewis Dunk. And I think that just shows everything. Yeah. He's synonymous with our Premier League era, and it's going to be so sad to see him go. But yeah, wish him all the luck.
I'm just going to finish on this because I just thought of one little idea. Start with you, Maz, because we're talking about Pascal first. Top 3, if you can, Pascal Gross moments for Brighton in the last 7 years. Because there's been so many. Try and narrow it down. And then I'll come to you, Ben. See if you get a bit more thinking time, Ben. You're lucky.
Jesus. Yeah, you really put me on the spot here.
Let's do it. We do it together because otherwise I'm trying to think of it. But I'll do my immediate one. I think I've said it before, and it was like my top moment of last season. Scoring at Old Trafford was massive for me for what it's meant. Being able to see Brighton win at Old Trafford was incredible. and he was insane that day. So that is definitely up there with one of them. Was it his goal that kept us up as well in like the first or second season when we played against Man United?
I was going to say, I can't believe that you didn't say that first. That game.
Well, no, but just for
Man
me
United
personally, that one tops it at Old Trafford. For
He
me.
loves to play against Man
What,
United.
the
I
last
think
season or the
that's-
season before with
The last
Potter.
season, first game of the season away.
Wait, you talking about the header?
Yeah.
The header?
That was under Houghton when we survived.
Yeah. The header at Old Trafford. Yeah.
No, the header was
No,
at
we
the
survived
Amex
at the
when we
Amex.
survived. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Sorry, yeah.
Okay, now Rufio's upset that Pascal Gross is leaving, isn't he?
we survived at the Amex 2018, and
Yeah.
that was Pascal's header. It was like I think it was 28 millimeters over the line, 2.8 centimeters, if I remember rightly, which was incredible. And do you know what? Man United memories come to mind so quickly. 4-0 at home, that one we rounded the keeper, the chip against David De Gea in 2018, when he sort of got crossed it by Solly. So many Manchester. He literally owns that football club, Pascal. What else have we got? Even more.
I'm trying to think. There's got to
For
be
some
one
reason, I always
outside
remember
of
the Tottenham penalty. For a lot of reasons, and I think because that was the one we sort of believed would stay up. Just before Manchester United, I think that goal meant a lot at the time. I think it was
scored our
equaliser,
first
drew 1-1.
Premier League goal as well, right?
Yeah, first ever. He got a brace against West Brom. First 2 goals. I think he scored one just before half time, one just after half time. The outside the box one was iconic. So I sort of remember him, and then he got the assist for Hemed as well. I think for the third, that sort of left footer. Maz, any more from you?
Sorry, I was trying to deal with a crying Rufio, so I apologise about that. I'm just trying to think. Honestly, I've had an absolute mind blank. But I think the ones the Man United one for me is probably the standout for me. But I've had a mind blank to provide any others, unfortunately.
Let us know in the comments your favourite Pascal moment.
The Cruyff turns.
Yeah,
the Gross
comment
turns.
down below.
The Gross turns.
Incredible assists.
I just want to see one more before he goes. Hopefully he does it. Right?
He needs to Cruyff turn as he leaves the training ground. That'll be epic.
There's just so many. There's so many to choose from.
Seagulls Admin definitely watches this, don't they? So if you're watching this, get him to do a Cruyff turn in his departure video. That'd be great.
Yeah, please.
Thank you.
Yeah. Even COVID era, there was a few. I think the second season there was not as many fun ones, was there? Because we sort of got battered every week. We actually did get battered every week. I don't know how we didn't. I don't know how we stayed up. I still always say it. Goodness me, it's only because Cardiff are awful as well. Anyway,
was it Palace beat Cardiff? Didn't
I could
they?
honestly talk about it for ages.
To keep us up.
Pretty sure.
Yeah, Palace beat them.
Yeah. Cardiff.
I don't know why they did it. Honestly, I don't know why they didn't just roll over. I probably would have done. For that, to be fair. Yeah, so many, and even just like some of the big moments, like at Wembley, of him sort of just that extra passion, that when he turned into a leader, that's when we needed him, and I think that's what's always going to be important is how he turned into a leader, whilst just being sort of a bit of a no one really knew who he was. Okay, we'll leave it at that. Thank you both for joining me, of course, on today. A lot to talk about, wasn't there? A lot more to talk about. Hopefully Ben's satisfied with a few more signings. 5 or 4 isn't enough. I suppose we'll include 5 for Yao Koué. Make sure you follow us on all our socials. Like, comment, subscribe. Comment about who you want to replace Pascal, if you can replace Pascal with. And we will see you probably some point next week, maybe next week, maybe not, depends on how much happens. But until then, goodbye.
Oh, fucking hell, social. Bye.